Today, we'll go over how to handle it when someone twists the conversation like this. You're explaining yourself, you're softening it, you're saying, maybe I overreacted. You walked in with conviction, but the conversation ended with an apology, and you still don't know how that happened. It's 3 moves. They arrive in order, and the whole thing takes about a minute. Move 1, denial. Not angry denial, casual. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. The point isn't to convince you. The point is to make you stop and go check. Move 2, the subject changes to you. You always do this. You blow everything out of proportion. You're no longer discussing what happened. You're defending your character. Move 3, and this is the one. Do you have any idea how this makes me feel? Nothing about the thing you came to discuss. Everything about their pain. You walked in as the person who was wronged. You are now the person doing the wronging. Nobody raised their voice. Nobody lied exactly. And the original question is gone. Most people who do this have no idea they're doing it. It's a reflex. Someone gets accused, the reflex fires. But every so often, you get to watch it done by a man who tells you out loud that nothing he does is an accident.
Do you get things wrong in relationships? Do you ever have to apologize, make amends to women for things you've done or said?
No, because I will never apologize because I don't make mistakes. Everything I do is conscious. So even if I do something you don't like.
Now look at what just happened. He was asked one question. Do you ever apologize? He answered it, and then he handed the question back.
How do you know that? How do you know that everything you do is conscious?
Because I know exactly what I'm doing.
How do you know that?
Okay, give me an example. Okay, so when I say that,
how can you know that? How can any of us know that we're perfectly conscious?
4 times. How do you know that? The therapist walked in asking about apology. He walked out defending how he knows anything at all. That's move 2 in 19 seconds.
Agreed.
So why say it?
But that's the way that people ask me the question.
And there it is again, sharper. It isn't my words, it's your question. Now watch the other side of the table, because this is the part you can actually use.
People say to me, they ask a
Oh,
question.
hang on, you can't blame people for asking you questions. Surely, if you want to be accountable for what you've said, you've got to own your responses, don't blame the question.
I own the response.
It'd be like me asking you a question now and you say something and then say, well, actually, I blame you for asking.
I understand, Piers. Piers, I understand. I believe the woman is given to the man. I believe she's given away by the father. I believe she belongs to the man.
He doesn't argue. He doesn't get offended. He doesn't defend himself. He names the move out loud. And then he asks the exact same question again.
So you do belongs to the man.
Fundamentally, all right. So fundamentally, you do believe that a woman becomes a man's property at marriage.
I believe she belongs to the man in marriage, correct?
And he gets an answer, a direct one, the one that had been slipping away for 2 minutes. That's the whole technique. He didn't win an argument. He just refused to change the subject. Now, the part most videos leave out. This is not a lie detector. This video was not made so you can diagnose the person in front of you, because someone who is genuinely wrongly accused does all 3 moves too. They deny it because they didn't do it. They question your judgment because you've got it wrong. And they feel like the victim because they are one. Same 3 moves, same order, completely honest. Even the man in these clips doesn't always do it.
I don't think I exploited the men. I think I exploited... Maybe I did exploit the men, but let me change my
Different day, harder question. He just concedes. So this was never about what kind of person they are. It's about what happened to the conversation, which leaves you one question. Not about them, about you. Did you change your mind, or did the subject change? Because from the inside, those two feel identical. Being redirected feels exactly like being persuaded. You leave the room calm, settled, the tension is gone, and the thing you came to say never got answered. That's the real cost. Not that you were wrong, that you never found out. So, this week, one disagreement, any disagreement. Watch one thing. Did the subject stay on what happened, or did it move to who's hurting? One word in the comments, switched or held. And if it switched, you don't need to accuse anyone of anything. You just go back and you ask the first question again. That's all Piers did. Subscribe to Decode the Human Signals.